9 predictions of the new normal. What daily life will be like after coronavirus. The Covid-19 pandemic has been like a huge pause button that put our lives on hold during the first months of 2020. While we are looking forward to getting back to normal quickly, there are good reasons to know that the new normal will be nothing like what it used to be. Besides a smug "we told you so" look on doomsday preppers' faces, many things will indeed be different after the pandemic, and with some changes that will get surprisingly different for the worse. Hold on to your seats and turn up the volume as we take you through the 9 most searched internet predictions of the coronavirus aftermath. From personal privacy to the real possibility of large-scale war breaking out in the coming months, the consequences will have an impact on every life and every being. But before we delve into the future, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Number 1. Crazy fast StarLink internet at 1 gigabit per second by SpaceX. The coronavirus pandemic didn't overwhelm just the healthcare system. The stay-at-home orders also proved to be a huge strain for internet connectivity around the world, with millions of people trying to connect at the same time. Have you recently experienced glitchy videos on Netflix and YouTube or longer download time? The new boom in online businesses and e-learning has increased demand for bandwidth globally, giving ISPs a hard time catching up. Lucky for us, Elon Musk didn't stop launching his latest batch of 60 satellites into orbit on April 22, 2020, even one day earlier than the original schedule of April 23rd. This 7th launch makes a total of 422 satellites in low orbit by SpaceX and is on track to meet the ambitious goal of global coverage by 2021, with stellar fast internet speed through a constellation of up to 42,000 internet satellites in space. With a latency comparable to landline internet and crazy fast speeds of up to 1 gigabit per second, Elon Musk's StarLink enterprise is just what the doctor ordered for a boost in our virtual lives. Better get your hands on more of this pre-IPO stock because following the 7th launch, it was just confirmed going public within the next few years. Number 2. Looming recession worse than the Great Depression. Most of the world's economy is on hold, and we'd be wrong to think that turning it back on is as simple as pressing a button. Early reports from April showed global economy down between 40% to 60% from January 2020. The worst recession the world will ever witness is just around the corner, and people from all walks of life are already feeling the effect of a depressed economy. With many businesses shuttered for good, thousands of people losing their jobs, and the world economy collapsing, it's hard to paint a pretty picture of the future. We're looking at several possible outcomes when it comes to the economy, but back to normal isn't one of them. Giving money to citizens, for example, in the US, the UK, Spain, and the likes, is only effective in the short term. Economists believe that if this goes on any further, we would end up in a systemic downward spiral to abyss, leaving a large portion of the world population losing jobs and starving. Truly the survival of the fittest mentality that can easily lead to riots and chaos. The second possible outcome is a wave of private companies being nationalized, leading us to the eventual global socialism. Socialist governments can, in extreme cases, lead to totalitarianism governing structures, and that is a very scary scenario. The most surprising consequences of this recession is coming up on this video shortly, so keep watching. Number 3. A new world order. History is written by the victors, as the saying goes, and this holds true for the COVID-19 pandemic. The world hangs in its balance. Whether it be a capitalist, socialist, democratic, or communist state, there's no doubt that whoever manages the best response and comes out victorious against the invisible enemy will have scored a decisive point in favor of its future political or economic foothold. Where one leads, others follow. And this pandemic can mean the start of a new world order if the free world doesn't respond the way it should. And speaking of a new order, the next one on the list is an order we hope to resist. Number 4. Giving up personal privacy in the name of public health. Yes, it's already happening. We've all heard about the different apps some governments like China and South Korea are deploying in order to prevent any possible second wave of the outbreak. In a time when people are getting restless from staying at home, downloading an app that is supposed to anonymously track our every move seems reasonable enough to better control the spread, therefore allows us to ease off the lockdown measures. In some cases, the app simply tracks our movement and signals other devices via Bluetooth whenever people get too close. If a person is diagnosed with coronavirus, the government can access the app to see all previous movements, and the app also shows a list of all other people that he or she may have come into contact with. This all sounds great in theory, but how long before Big Brother starts tapping into that information for other reasons, all in the name of public health or public security? Hit the like button if you value your privacy, and watch out for these apps. Number 5. Higher taxes due to ridiculously strict airport controls and travel restrictions. Some of the early responses we saw from different governments against the spread of COVID-19 was to ban flights to and from infection hotspots such as China, Italy, and Spain. However, even if we manage to control this pandemic, we'll still see a strong increase in control measures at airports around the world. Thermal imaging cameras fully monitoring travelers' body temperature, face masks requirement before entry, increased security staff to implement insane isolation protocols for anyone with a mildly high fever, and testing machines and rapid test kits are just the tip of the iceberg. All of this costs money, of course, so we'll see a sharp increase in airport taxes and fees. Some countries will ban flights to and from other countries that don't implement these tough restrictions. If you're an Aussie or a Kiwi, you're fortunate because your governments are testing out the new so-called travel bubble to allow citizens of the two countries to freely travel in between. We are halfway through all the scary stuff, and the final one is sure to get attention from all the conspiracy theory enthusiasts, so you don't want to miss it. But before we go over the two large-scale coronavirus fallouts on number 8 and 9, how about a couple of social trends under the new norm? Number 6. New fashion. Until an effective cure or a working vaccine is developed, odds are that wearing face masks and other personal protective equipment will become the new normal in everyday life. It won't be long until major brands and startups begin producing designer PPEs, especially masks. Alan Walker may have had a head start with his Airna masks, and we'll definitely be seeing big names like Adidas and Nike rolling out sports-safe masks, or perhaps even comfortable skin-tight full-body suits to protect the world's best athletes against infections. We can already envision advertising companies getting athletes endorsements on the latest fashion gears. Number 7. New protocols for social gatherings. What will dating or going out clubbing be like in 10 or 12 months from now? Aside from mental trauma of being unable to get close to someone, it's hard to imagine keeping social distance if you feel like dancing or getting some alone time with that love of first sight crush from before the Rona. The first trend we're already seeing is that the bars and restaurants everywhere are installing plexiglass panels to separate customers from each other. They will also soon be adding hand sanitizers everywhere from front door entryway to tabletops, and temperature checks at the door to block out anyone with a fever, and handing out disposable gloves to use. Rapid tests before entering or disinfecting foam sprayed on surfaces from counters to dance floor are all the discussions taking place between CDC-level experts and business owners. There will be more virtually broadcasted and internet-streamed sporting events, concerts, political rallies, and movies, etc. And many social gatherings that we used to enjoy in person and in groups will now be moved online. We will see a future with more virtual reality and augmented reality applications in everyday life, from business meetings to entertainment functions. We will be adapting to all these new changes as they become the new norm in near-term future, and very possibly further beyond. Number 8. A brand new migration crisis. Impoverished states will only get poorer and living conditions worsen after COVID-19. Many people will want to move to other countries in search for better jobs or a better healthcare system. This means another migration wave from the Middle East and Africa to Europe, and from Central and South America to North America. Imagine yourself living in a country like Iran or Venezuela with a devastated healthcare system and an already battered economy about to collapse due to rock-bottom oil prices. You'd want to run away as fast as possible too, But with the geopolitical and social tensions as we have witnessed in the last decade, such large-scale migration throughout the continents create more economical and social havocs than solution to the problem at hand. It is anyone's guess if humanity will come together this time after so much death and despair. And now, the #1 fallout that could disrupt our lives and threaten our existence. If you thought that staying at home or being forced to wear a mask everywhere you go was bad, wait till you hear what could be around the corner for 2020 and 2021. Number 9. World War III. Yes, you heard that right. But why would there be a war because of a pandemic? Could we really be facing World War III? It is increasingly probable, and these are the main 3 reasons why. 1. Many governments are pointing fingers at China for hiding vital information and lying about the early spread of coronavirus. The global community is extremely displeased after citizens died and the economy crashed. This has further worsened the already tense relations between Washington and Beijing. 2. As we covered earlier, a looming worldwide recession that can become worse than the Great Depression. History has shown us that many military superpowers, especially the US, look to war as a means to reactivate the economy. 3. Adding in North Korea's Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un's health condition and his country's internal power grab and political instability for a possible US intervention in the case he dies. For more on this topic, just Google OPLAN 5027, and we can see that the current global tensions are high, making it increasingly probable for the next world war to break out. This wraps up our 9 predictions of the new normal and what life will be like after the coronavirus pandemic. How has this pandemic affected your everyday life so far? And what else do you think will change in the near future and beyond? Share in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.